Darcy White, the designer of the squirrel model plane, had been building and flying the Tramp design recently, and even started a Facebook group for it. So I thought I'd get mine out. It was built from a Valair kit. I flew it quite a bit to start with, and then only on the Charles Grant Day that I'd fly it once a year. Well, to start with, it had too much of a right turn, and I had right rudder, so I straightened that out, and I think I got it too straight. It was flying almost to the left to start out with, but then it would kind of go to the right. I think it was the initial torque to start with was flying it left, and then as that reduced, then it started to go right. And I was using only hand winds to start with, probably about 200 at the most. And then as I got it trimmed out more, I used my winder on it. To start with the winder, I was using 400 turns, and that would get it up probably high enough for this small field, but of course I had to put in more later. I tried to get it to go just a little more to the right, and then I had it too far to the right again, and it spiraled in. I adjusted it again, and now after the initial torque burst, it seemed to fly really pretty nice. Made nice, big, gentle right turns on the field. I was kind of surprised how well this flew, because it's all sheet balsa wood, and there's quite a bit of wood in it, and landing gear. But it really flies pretty nice on just one loop of 3/16 rubber. The design is kind of different in that the prop shaft is above the fuselage instead of below, like on most modern planes. Well, I was about ready to call it enough, but I thought I'd make another flight, famous last words, and put in more turns. So I put in 600 turns. It was a little windy that day, and there was some thermal activity, of course, and it started going way to the end of the field, off towards the trees and the houses. And I thought I had a good idea where it had gone down. I thought it was in the trees, but I looked and looked in the trees and couldn't spot it, and then I went and looked around behind the trees. And then I went and got my drone and started flying over the trees and the houses in the area, looking at the roofs and the yards, and I took the pictures home and blew them up, and I just could not find it. I'm wondering still if it didn't get in those trees, and I just cannot see it. Well, I'll have to build my other kit.